36-hour fasting is often discussed as a casual weekend detox. In reality, skipping food for a day and a half initiates a massive systemic shock that forces your body to abandon its normal operational modes. At hour zero, your biology reacts to the empty stomach with a state of metabolic panic. The hunger hormone, ghrelin, spikes sharply, creating an urgent chemical demand for calories that ripples through your nervous system. To prevent collapse in blood sugar, your liver immediately deploys its emergency stores. It utilizes a 100-gram reserve of glycogen to maintain the steady glucose baseline shown on this graph. This reserve provides a 10 to 12-hour grace period. During this window, oxygen delivery remains optimized, and the pancreas enters a rest state, which is why you see insulin levels begin to fall as the glycogen tank empties. The situation changes as you approach the 12-hour mark. Once your liver's glycogen reserves drop below the 50% threshold, your internal systems activate a warning state. Your body's most accessible fuel source is nearly gone. To prevent a total systemic shutdown, the organs must find an entirely different way to generate energy. This marks the end of the initial grace period. The body has exhausted the leftovers from your previous meal and is now forced to initiate a physiological override. 12 hours in, your hormones reach an inverse tipping point. While insulin hits its lowest level, a counter-hormone called glucagon surges to take its place. This specific hormonal ratio triggers a systemic shift. It forces the body to stop looking for sugar and begin metabolizing its long-term energy reserves, stored fat. This starts the process of ketosis. The liver deconstructs fat cells and synthesizes them into a streamlined alternative fuel called beta-hydroxybutyrate. As this new molecule circulates, blood pressure levels drop and systemic inflammation markers quiet throughout the body. This evolutionary survival mechanism transitions the entire system away from glucose to run on a cleaner, more efficient energy source. Moving past hour 24, the prolonged and complete absence of nutrients triggers a radical internal recycling program known as autophagy. During this phase, microscopic workers identify old, damaged cell components. They break these structures down to harvest raw materials, which the body then uses to build healthy new parts. The brain specifically benefits from this shift. Using ketone fuel allows for increased neuroplasticity and a reduction in oxidative stress, strengthening the connections between neurons. While this recycling is aggressive, the body selectively targets fat and cellular junk. It prioritizes the preservation of muscle mass to ensure you remain physically capable. This deep cleaning phase reaches its peak efficiency by the end of the 36-hour window. The body clears out 300% more microscopic waste than it typically manages during a normal 24-hour cycle of eating and sleeping. At the 36-hour mark, your organs are in a state of deep rest. Counterintuitively, the hunger hormone ghrelin has actually decreased from its initial peak, leaving you in a calm, focused state. However, your digestive system is currently dormant. Introducing a heavy load of processed carbohydrates at this moment causes a violent biological shock, as shown by the red spike on this metric. Ending the fast requires a gentle re-entry. You must wake the stomach slowly with easy-to-digest vegetables and healthy proteins before returning to a standard diet. Even with a perfect re-entry, extended fasting carries risks. It can trigger severe electrolyte imbalances and disrupt your sleep patterns, even if you are otherwise healthy. Certain groups should never attempt this metabolic override. This includes pregnant women, young developing children, and anyone managing an eating disorder or chronic health conditions. You must consult a healthcare professional to monitor your baseline markers before you choose to cut off your body's fuel supply. A 36-hour fast is an extreme metabolic intervention. Navigating these systemic changes requires both a deep scientific understanding of your body and professional medical oversight.